Okay, our first exploration is using Ladybug to generate a graph that's going to give us some basic environmental information. Let me just check on a. Okay. So, like I said, I just mentioned this to you guys that Ladybug and Honeybee are going to operate using what's called a weather file. You guys know what a weather file is? Sort of. A file with a bunch of weather in it. Sort of, kind of. So what we need to do is basically go to Energy Plus, weather files, weather data by Energy Plus. I'm going to probably just download for you, and then we can go from there. But the cool thing about this website is that it basically gives you all of the observed weather data throughout the year from different regions of the world. So we can just zoom in on this map to where we are. And unfortunately, they don't have every single possible location, so we got to kind of pick one that's closest to us. We're sort of in this weird mountainous pocket here. Chino's closest, but I'm not sure it's actually the most accurate. So I chose Fullerton. I don't know, maybe up here is a little better, in fact, but you know what? Hang on. This is an IT concern. All right, guys. Let's continue on. So I think you could actually search up here. So we could search for Claremont. Apparently, that's what we're supposed to get. No results for Claremont. Let's see. All right, let's just go with Chino. Maybe it won't pick it up because there isn't one actually in Claremont. So Chino, looks like we can get that. All right, so there are a couple of different types of files. In fact, one of the cool things about Ladybug is that it can process all the different types of files if you were to feed it the zip file itself for download all. So that's kind of cool. If you wanted to copy the link and put that directly in, you could do download all. But for our purposes right off the bat, we're going to just use, I think, the EPW file linked in as a direct path from our location, because I'm trying to eliminate variables here, guys. So I want us to use just a direct download location where we have it on our drive. So we'll do it all individually. So let me place this for you in our folder, and then you'll copy it and put it on your drive in whatever personal location you want to pull it from. So let's get the, whoop, that's not what I want. Click on a file to download. Oh my gosh.
Select all. That's the weather.
Download all.
Whoa.
Guys, something today does not want us to do anything.
The sign.
All right, so I know the Fullerton one worked yesterday, so I'm going to try that. Let's try. All right, so that link worked. This link does not. All right, so the Chino one is broken apparently, so let's go with Fullerton.
All right, just type in Fullerton.
Yeah, you should be able to type in Fullerton. If you want to download it, you can download it yourself, but I'm going to put it in the folder for you again. So US, CA, Fullerton, Municipal, so on and so forth. Where I am going to place it is, I'll put it in the LBHB, and I'll just call this weather data. And there it is. Okay, guys, so this is the location you should pull the file from. USA, CA, Fullerton, Municipal, whatever the other stuff is. Make sure you copy it. Please do not click and drag and steal it from me. I still need it. Everyone else still needs it.
It's weather data, right? Am I getting it?
Yeah, weather data.
Yeah, I stole it. Just kidding.
No, don't drag it on. I'll show you how to get it started here in just a second. So, as you guys are downloading that, I'm going to begin to describe Ladybug, and you'll be able to keep up pretty easily. Ladybug, you have to drop the Ladybug component in to start the Ladybug engine. That's the best way to describe it. So if you go up here to under the Ladybug tab, under the Ladybug panel, this one right here on the left is called Ladybug. If you read the description, it's basically telling you that you need this in order to run anything. And so to understand if it's working, when you click and drop it in, it's a very big thing, so it'll take a moment. And see this thing, it says, don't worry about the default folder, and then it says, bzz. Well, the cool thing is if you go to params and you go to this panel here, you can drop that in, and it'll tell you some cool things. It says Ladybug is flying, bzz, right? Default path is set to see Ladybug. That's basically saying that when it pulls information, it's going to pull it from see Ladybug, or at least it's going to default you to see Ladybug in order to get the standard information that's pre-built. You don't know what that means yet, but there it is. The other thing that's pretty cool about this is it will check for whether or not there's a more updated version of Ladybug. And it'll tell you, so if you put this configuration in right here, it'll tell you, like the panel will change and say, there's an updated version, you should download that. It'll still work, but you should still download that. So this is under LB. Okay, something else that I want to show you is how do you embed a file path into Grasshopper. Okay, so like I said, with these params, right, they can be used to house information. And so far we've used it to house geometry, the location of a point, or points themselves, or spheres, whatever. But what we're going to do right now under params and under primitive, there's this one right here that's called file path. And it basically just contains the actual file path so that you can use that to plug it in to somewhere else. This file path is going to have to be set to wherever you just saved your EPW file. So when you go to set one file path, sorry, you probably missed that. I did it really fast. Right click on the component. And this time we're actually overriding it with a new set of information. And then right here it says set one file path. So click on that and then navigate to that location. For me, it's under CAD Lab. For you, it's wherever you just saved the file. I suppose you probably could just use this one too. All right, and it just shows up gray. What I'm going to do is rename this to Fullerton. And if you hover over it, what you'll see is that the locally defined value now is a text string, right? And that's a term that I introduced to you last week too. It's a string, and it has the file location. And additionally, if you are so inclined, you can also plug this into a panel and see the file location right there. What questions do you have so far?
Can you do the steps over again?
I'll walk you through it again.
Yeah.
So the Ladybug component comes from Ladybug, and it's this one right there. You just drop that in, and that'll run the Ladybug engine. And this panel right here is just telling you that it's working. When it says Ladybug is flying, that means it's working. And then this one right here is a file path, right? So all we're trying to do is embed the textual data that drives a file path so that it can draw information from that location. and that's under params, primitive file path. You drop that in, and the only reason they don't really need to be here. I put them there for you. You don't need them. I put them there so you can see what it is. Okay, I'm going to stop the video here, and then we're going to go into actually plugging this into something here in just a sec.